IELTS Speaking Part 1. Coffee. Question 1. Do you prefer to drink coffee or tea? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I prefer coffee because it helps me stay awake. I sometimes drink tea, but coffee is stronger and gives me more energy. Band 7 answer. I usually prefer coffee to tea because it gives me a quick boost when I feel tired, especially in the morning. Tea is also nice, but in Japan, tea feels more traditional, while coffee is part of my daily routine. Band 8 answer. I prefer coffee because it has become part of my lifestyle. In the morning, I like the aroma and the way it wakes me up before work or study. While Japanese green tea is refreshing and often connected with culture and tradition, coffee feels more like a modern habit for young people like me. Question 2. How do you like to drink coffee? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I usually drink black coffee. Sometimes I put milk and sugar, but not always. Band 7 answer. I usually drink black coffee because I like the strong taste. Sometimes, if I go to a cafe with friends, I order a latte or cappuccino to enjoy something sweeter. Band 8 answer. I usually drink black coffee because I enjoy the strong and bitter taste, especially when I need to focus. But if I go to a cafe, I sometimes choose a latte or seasonal drinks, like the special sakura latte in Japan. For me, the way I drink coffee depends on the situation: simple black coffee when I'm busy, and more decorative drinks when I want to relax. Question 3. Is coffee a popular drink in your country? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, coffee is popular in Japan. Many people drink it every day. Band 7 answer. Yes, coffee is very popular in Japan. You can buy it in convenience stores, vending machines, and cafes everywhere. It's especially popular among workers and students who need more energy. Band 8 answer. Coffee is extremely popular in Japan nowadays. It's not only found in convenience stores and vending machines, but also in many stylish cafes where people enjoy different brewing styles, like hand-drip coffee. I think it has become more than just a drink. It's part of the modern lifestyle, especially in big cities like Tokyo, where people often meet friends or do work in cafes. Question 4. When was the last time you had some coffee? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I drank coffee yesterday morning at home. Band 7 answer. I had coffee yesterday morning before class. I made instant coffee at home because it was quick and easy. Band 8 answer. The last time I had coffee was yesterday morning. I made a simple cup of instant coffee at home because I didn't have much time. However, I usually prefer going to a cafe on weekends because I enjoy the atmosphere and trying new coffee flavors. In Japan, going to cafes has become a trend among young people, so I sometimes go with friends as well. IELTS Speaking Part 2. A skill you can teach other people. Describe a skill you can teach other people. You should say what it is, how you learn it, how can you teach others this skill, and explain how you feel about this skill. You have 1 minute to prepare. You have 2 minutes to talk. Model answer. Band 6 answer. One skill I can teach other people is cooking simple Japanese dishes. For example, I can make miso soup or onigiri. These dishes are easy but delicious. I learned cooking from my mother when I was a child. She showed me step by step, like how to cut vegetables and how to add seasoning. At first, I only watched her, but later I practiced by myself. I think I can teach this skill by showing people directly in the kitchen. I can explain step by step and let them try by themselves. I feel proud of this skill because it connects to Japanese culture, and I enjoy sharing it with others. Band 7 answer. One skill I can teach other people is cooking simple Japanese food, such as miso soup, onigiri, or tamagoyaki. These dishes are not complicated, but they are very common in daily life, so I think people would enjoy learning them. I learned this skill mainly from my mother and grandmother. They often cooked traditional meals at home, and I used to watch them carefully. Later, when I lived alone as a university student, I practiced cooking for myself almost every day. That experience helped me improve my skills. If I were to teach others, I would probably start by demonstrating how to cook each dish step by step. I think the best way is to let them watch first, and then give them a chance to try it with their own hands. For example, I could prepare ingredients in advance and explain the timing for adding seasoning. I feel that this skill is important because it is connected to my culture. Teaching others how to cook Japanese dishes makes me happy, since it allows me to share something from my daily life and also encourage healthier eating habits. Band 8 answer. A skill I can teach other people is cooking Japanese dishes, especially simple but traditional ones like miso soup, onigiri, or tamagoyaki. These are basic meals in Japan, and I think they can be both fun and practical for people to learn, even if they are not familiar with Japanese cuisine. I first learned cooking from my mother, who always involved me in preparing meals when I was a child. Later, when I started living on my own during university, I became more serious about it. I watched cooking shows, searched for recipes online, and experimented with different flavors. Over time, I not only learned the basic techniques but also developed my own style. If I were to teach this skill, I would use a very hands-on approach. First, I would demonstrate how to prepare the dish, explaining details such as cutting techniques or the right balance of seasoning. Then, I would ask the learner to try it themselves, while I give feedback. I believe that cooking is best learned by doing rather than just listening. This skill is meaningful to me because food is deeply connected to culture and memory. Sharing Japanese dishes with others allows me to introduce a part of my background, and it also creates a chance to bond with people in a relaxed way. For example, I once taught a foreign friend how to make onigiri, and it became a fun experience that brought us closer. Overall, I feel proud of this skill because it is not only practical but also cultural. By teaching others how to cook Japanese food, I feel I can promote cultural exchange and also help people discover the joy of cooking at home. IELTS Speaking Part 3. A skill you can teach other people. Question 1. Should teachers be funny when they teach? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think it is good if teachers are funny sometimes. If they make jokes or smile, students feel relaxed and interested. But I also think teachers should not joke too much, because students need to focus on learning. Band 7 answer. Yes, I believe it is helpful when teachers are funny. A little humor can make the class more engaging, and students are more willing to participate. For example, my English teacher in high school used to tell jokes related to grammar, and it made the lesson easier to understand. However, humor should be balanced. If teachers are always joking, students may not take the class seriously. Band 8 answer. In my opinion, teachers should definitely try to include humor in their teaching, but in a thoughtful and controlled way. Humor is a powerful tool to create a friendly atmosphere and reduce students' stress, especially in subjects that are often seen as difficult, such as mathematics or foreign languages. For instance, one of my professors used funny examples when explaining complicated theories, which made the topic not only easier to understand but also more memorable. On the other hand, teachers should maintain authority and professionalism, because education is still a serious process. So, the key is using humor as a strategy, not as a distraction. Question 2. What qualities should teachers have? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Teachers should be patient and kind. They need to explain things clearly and help students if they don't understand. Also, they should care about students. Band 7 answer. I think teachers should have several qualities. First, patience is very important because some students learn slowly. Second, teachers should be knowledgeable and prepare lessons well, so students can trust them. Finally, good communication is necessary because students learn better if the teacher explains in a simple way. Band 8 answer. In my view, effective teachers need a combination of professional and personal qualities. Patience and empathy are essential, since students learn at different paces and may face personal challenges. Beyond that, teachers must have strong subject knowledge and the ability to make complicated concepts understandable. For example, I once had a history teacher who was not only very knowledgeable but also an excellent storyteller, which made the subject fascinating. Furthermore, adaptability is crucial, because every class is different. A good teacher can adjust teaching styles depending on the student's needs. These qualities together make a teacher not just an instructor but also a mentor. Question 3. Which do you think are more critical, practical skills or academic skills? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think both are important, but maybe practical skills are more useful in life. For example, cooking or managing money helps people every day. Academic skills are also important, but sometimes people don't use them often. Band 7 answer. I believe both are valuable, but practical skills are a bit more critical in daily life. For instance, if someone knows how to cook, manage finances, or communicate effectively, they can handle real-world challenges more easily. Academic skills are useful for higher education in certain professions, like science or law. However, many people may not directly use advanced academic knowledge in their everyday lives. So, I think practical skills should be emphasized more, while still keeping a balance. Band 8 answer. This is a challenging question, because both practical and academic skills serve different purposes. Practical skills, such as problem solving, communication, or basic financial management, are crucial for daily survival and independence. Academic skills, on the other hand, provide the foundation for critical thinking and professional development. For example, a doctor or engineer cannot succeed without academic training, but at the same time, they also need practical skills like teamwork and time management. Personally, I would argue that practical skills are slightly more critical, because they are universally applicable to all people, regardless of profession. However, the ideal education system should integrate both, ensuring that students are well prepared for both real life and professional life. Question 4. Which age group is the best age for learning? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think children are the best age for learning. They can remember things quickly, like languages. Adults can learn too, but it is slower. Band 7 answer. In my opinion, childhood is the best period for learning, especially for language and basic skills, because children's brains are very flexible. For example, many Japanese children learn English songs in elementary school, and they pick up pronunciation easily. However, adults can still learn well if they are motivated, even though it takes more time. Band 8 answer. I believe that early childhood and adolescence are the best ages for learning, particularly for acquiring languages, social skills, and habits. Neuroscience shows that children's brains are highly adaptable, making it easier for them to absorb information quickly. For instance, children who are exposed to multiple languages at a young age often become fluent naturally. That being said, I wouldn't say older adults cannot learn effectively. In fact, adults often bring discipline, life experience, and clear goals to their learning, which sometimes allows them to learn in a more focused way. So while young people may learn faster, effective learning can actually happen at any age, as long as there is motivation in the right environment.
Congrats on making it to the end of this video, and kudos to you if you did all that practice. You are amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And you can also add my official LINE account that's in the profile. And if you do this, then I can send you a free phrases guide that you can use for your practice. All right, happy studying. See ya.